Morning folks, you're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. It is Monday, June 3rd, 2024, we're standing at Polderbaan, there's hardly any wind, and Polderbaan together with Kaagbaan, the two runways for departures in use right now. Arrivals take place on runway 27, that is a bit of a bummer. Because all inbound traffic is landing really far away from us, and the other outbound traffic, if it's not going to this runway, is also relatively far away from here. So I'm afraid this might get a really slow, turn out to become a really slow stream. We'll see. I am hoping that we're going to see the departure of the carbon special China Airlines A350. It has landed already. Expected to depart around 11. That is exactly the time slot between 11 and 11:40 that we're back to one outbound runway, which is going to be Polderbaan. So if it is a few minutes later than scheduled, we should be able to see it, although it shouldn't get too much delay, because from 11:40 onwards there are two outbound runways in use again, and I'm not sure between Kaagbaan and Polderbaan if it's going to go to Polderbaan. I think with Kaagbaan also open, it is more likely to take off from the Kaagbaan. In the meantime, it is very slow over here. Just one airplane right now about to take off. This is KLM flight 1243 to Linköping, number 175. There is an EasyJet A319 coming this way as well. I think there's also a Dreamliner underway. In the meantime, a very good morning to everybody who has joined already. Hope everybody is doing well. And my chat window is not... Is it now? Oh yeah, now it is back to the end of the chat. Cool. Yeah, EasyJet A319 to London Luton is also coming this way, crossing the center runway. As we speak, should become visible pretty soon. I think I see it already. Or is that a different airplane? Anyway, KLM flight 1243, Embraer 175 going to Linköping. The airplane is 6 years old, had its first flight in January 2018. Eversteria is referring to ducks. Looking around me. Not too sure about being able to see ducks here today. More activity these days in the canal next to the Kaagbaan. Although there is a pigeon in the grass, if you look closely. That also has wings. Also gives you a nice overview of what the current status quo is like. Cloudy, although not rainy, also not windy. Looking to the northwest, you can see a bit more openings in the sky. Looking a bit more to the northeast, it looks a bit darker. Let's see, on the scale of chimney smoke, this is what the wind looks like. Supposedly more or less from the west, a little bit north of west. Fire in the hole. I think they have set fire to the dummy airplane that is located over there for the firefighters to practice. You can see some heat emanating from it. I think I can even see, yeah, right, little fire near the mock-up airplane. That's Kermit somewhere over there. We can hear him but not see him. In the meantime, a very good morning to everybody who has joined. Our next airplane will be going to London Luton. EasyJet flight 22514. That's funny, I think that the zoom in and out functionality on the remote that I wanted to use again is in reverse order. So I'm zooming out while I want to zoom in. Let's turn that around, reverse back to normal. Yeah, that's more intuitive. Hey there, Ross, good morning. The hands will not freeze today. In fact, I am standing here with just my hoodie on. Temperature itself is not that low. It's more that the absence of wind makes it way more bearable now. In the meantime, number 190 to Aberdeen is lining up on the threshold right of us. Firefighters are watering the plants. Also very important. Make sure that the grass doesn't dehydrate. KLM flight 913 outbound to Aberdeen, Embraer 190. Good morning to Berke and to Jedimino, who are tuning in from Germany and Lithuania respectively. Gameplay Galaxy is tuning in from Thailand. Good morning, one and all. Now Kermit is over there somewhere. Question is, where is he? Now we also have traffic coming this way. It's a trickle at the moment. Number 175 going to Kristiansand. KLM flight 1185. Now I'm seeing a KLM 78710. Not sure yet where it is going to go to because it says question mark. SLM says Amsterdam to question mark, but we all know that's Paramaribo, so that is coming this way. That's the 777 rental. KLM A333 to Houston or Houston, also coming this way. American Airlines is also on the move. Now the KLM passed on the opportunity to take the cheaters entrance. Hey Evelyn. And P, no, this is not a different point of standing. Hadi Frits, goedemorgen. Manuel is also watching from Thailand. Good afternoon all. Right, so this is KLM flight 1185, Embraer 175, destination Christiansand, dropping off some Christians. The airplane is 7 years old. Die Ewald, goedemorgen. Clarencia, goedemorgen. Adriaan, goedemorgen. Captain Eddie was an Indian, good evening. Welcome one and all. Right. Let's see, the A330 is on its way, and we now have confirmation that KLM flight 745 is also on the move, going to Bogota, so that is also going to take off from the Polderbaan, I think. Remains to be, yeah, it is turning to the right, so it is coming this way. Matter of fact, are there any departures still taking place from... Oh yeah, definitely still departures taking place from 06. Right, so the airplane to Bogota is also coming this way, that is nice. Captain Eddie Boss says, please sound ducking again, please sound duck again. Wah, 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 wah. But there's nobody to talk to because there are no ducks present in the water over here right now, sadly. Even the little waterfall has gone quiet. No birds over there. No wind either. Ah, there's one duck. What? What? Yeah, he's not hearing that. I'm starting to hear the engines of an A330, I think. So I'm thinking you guys will probably hear that as well. Disregard the fire on the left. That's just a mock-up airplane that the firefighters used to practice. There it is. The mock-up airplane. Good morning to Grzesislav Spotter tuning in from Poland. Good morning Omar, Channel for Life also tuning in from New Zealand, just like Maria. Good evening to you all. And right, we have 3 airplanes on the move. The A330-200 to Houston. We have the 787-9 to Bogota. EasyJet to Manchester behind it. And behind it is the mystery 787-10 that still says question mark as destination. And indeed, Matthijs, once those CF6 engines turn in your direction, particularly if it is calm with wind like today, you start hearing them. Now you're also seeing the source. El Rey is tuning in from Belfast. Good morning. Oh dear. Adrian and SLDKJH are coughing. Well, with the temperatures lately, not surprised if flu season is still ongoing. Also got a 777-300 ER to Lima coming this way by the looks of it. No, he meant Houston. Ah, okay. Surprised that you guys still keep falling for it. Really seriously into it. It's Houston, it's Houston. Don't you think I know that? I am a bit disappointed in you two. Still falling for it. Still eating it seriously. Oh dear. Right, American to Dallas is also on the way. Turkish A350 to Istanbul has come alive, but I'm afraid that might take off from the Kaagbaan. Hope not, but I'm afraid so. Good morning, Sam. World Aviation. Houston in Texas. Texas. Like Mexico. A330 time. On its way to Houston, where the house music originated. In Texas, KLM flight 661, A330-200. And you're absolutely right, Frank. Whooping cough is prevalent these days. Getting more prevalent by the day because of people refusing to vaccinate their children. Nice retro revival. It is time for a Dreamliner now. Martijn, goedemorgen. Anthony, good morning. Tuning in from Kansas. This is KLM flight 745, 7879 Dreamliner to Bogota in Colombia. PHBHD, 8 years old, first flight January 2016. Time for EasyJet to Manchester. Meanwhile, we have a line forming, mostly blue. Looks like, is that United? No, that is, yeah, that is United. Also coming this way. Noise. Let's see, triple. Dreamliner. Easy. EasyJet flight 22162 going to Manchester. A320, it's the Jesta. Nice Jesta. 15 years old, first flight February 2009. Radio Red October tuning in from Finland, good morning. Jackie also in the chat, good morning mate. Here we go. Blue, 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 blue. Dreamliner. Triple. Embraer. 737-700. United. The A in the background also looking like it's coming this way. Now, this is a 787-10 going to NA, still on flight radar. No idea where it's going to. Do know that the airplane is 4 years old and had its first flight in May 2020. It's 777 time, ladies and gentlemen. Better strap in. This one is going to get loud. KLM flight 743 on its way to Lima in Peru. 777-300 ER. Biertje voor onderweg, de PHBVO. The beer for underway, 9 years old, first flight March 2015. Martino tuning in from Alkmaar. Han, goedemorgen kerel. And you survived yesterday's soup, the leaders, no less, the leaders of soup. Always good, a meal that you survive without getting ill. Also good morning to Gerrit, Flying L, Nizam As. And Flying NL says, didn't that 710 go to Kilimanjaro? Could well be. Over here in Flight Radar it said NA all the time. Nicholas is shivering with man flu. Yeah, I know what you mean. Make sure you stay hydrated properly. Hadi Ricardo, hadi Lottie. We've got an Embraer 190 that will go to Dublin as soon as the wake turbulence of the preceding airplane has dissipated. Which is now, by the sound of it. KLM flight 1137. Okay, 78710 was going to San Francisco. Cool. Well, better late than never. At least now we know. What's that? What's that? Coast Guard? No, that's a BizJet. Okay. Alrighty, this is KLM flight 1031 going to Manchester, 737-700, BHBGH, 14 years old. Taking its sweet time to rotate off the runway. Right, no bird strikes. JW Slijm says, gelukkig geen kaagbaan. Luckily no kaagbaan. You don't like the kaagbaan then, do you? Well, it is that it's... Well, it wouldn't have mattered. Kaagbaan would have also shown us departures today, sadly. Just because of the indecisive wind right now. If it was up to me, I would have shown you guys arrivals, but yeah, there you go. It's one of those iffy days. Might even change to arrivals later, in which case we're standing at the wrong location along this runway for that. Anyway, American Airlines off to Dallas, flight 221. Last time we saw it take off from over here, it struck some birds, so fingers crossed it's not going to repeat that. Alrighty, all cool. Hey Wolfgang, Morgan. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. Designs by Jensen. Goedemorgen. Doing fine, thanks for asking. Well, others who've joined in the meantime, welcome to you too. It is a day of departures here at Polderbaan. And if you look in the background, you can see that departures also take place from Kaagbaan, runway 24. Arrivals now take place on runway 27. We hardly have any wind. What wind there is blowing from the west mostly, just north of west. Evan also back in the chat. Good morning, top of the morning, senor. I hope all is well. I hope that in half an hour from now, preferably a little bit more than half an hour from now, we're going to see the Carbon A350 from Choina Airways that I also have put in the thumbnail. Landed this morning, scheduled to go back to Taipei again in half an hour, 11 o'clock. Between 11 and 11:40 we're expecting just one outbound runway, which will be this runway, Polderbaan. So I'm hoping a 5-minute delay or so, 10 minutes, not more than 40 minutes, so that at least it is going to take off from this runway and do justice to the thumbnail that I've chosen. I've been trying to find a logical way of streaming departures. For arrivals, there's always a natural cutoff moment that is usually when the A380 has landed. That's typically a good cutoff point, unless it is really late or really early. Departures is always a bit iffy, so I had a look at the peaks of Schiphol. There's always an outbound peak. No, there's always an outbound low between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which means only one runway open for departures. But it means that along that runway it is more busy. Which got me thinking, maybe if I start my departure streams a bit later, and then stream until 2 o'clock, until the end of the rush hour, so to speak, where all outbound traffic goes to one runway. Not sure if it's going to work out. I'm going to give it a try. So the game plan for today is to stick around until approximately 2 o'clock. Between 1 and 2 we should see just the Polderbaan being used for outbound traffic, assuming that the wind isn't going to change significantly, which is always still a possibility, but you never know. This is KLM flight 1269. On its way to Copenhagen. Still trying the remote zoom, Jackie, but I'm not sure if it always works in my favor. I've set 2 different speeds on the camera and on the handle, and that has worked a treat so far. The only silver lining is that you don't have your hand above shoulder height a lot of the time. because you mount the remote on one of the tripod legs, so that is below shoulder height. But it is very sensitive, so it's very easy to do a quick zoom when you want it to be slow, because it is variable speed. You cannot set it to a single speed, and that is why exactly what I did in the setting in my setup that I used before it. So here I was using my hands and the camera, not the remote. I think it works better in most cases. Right, Air Baltic on its way. Yeah, indeed, Maria. China Airlines, the carbon special livery expected exactly at 11. Well, we know what the bias is in aviation. The bias is that airplanes get delayed rather than going too soon. So hopefully bit of cracking in the DJI mic. I don't know. Thing with the DJI mic is it is very sensitive for any obstructions, physical obstructions of the signal. So I had the transmitter clipped to the back of my belt. Now got it to the right hand side, so it should be in a direct line of sight with the receiver, both when I'm standing like so with my back to the laptop, and like so, because I still have my right hand side towards the laptop. So I think this should be better. Right, we're back to the waiting game. There are airplanes coming this way though. Two airplanes on their way, the first one being Ryanair, which will be going to Dublin. The next one is SAS going to Copenhagen. Another Air Baltic to Tallinn is also coming. Looks like also a KLM 737 to Göteborg is underway. Meanwhile, the sun is trying to come out here. There are some openings. Now looking to the northeast, it looks okay. Looking to the northwest, it looks more cloudy. Things change. Hardly any wind. As you can see, the chimney smoke is rising nearly vertically. Question is, will one of these airplanes take cheaters lane, or are they all going to go to the runway threshold? I'm not sure yet. No. Is this a face-off? I don't think it is. It looks like it is turning already. Sissy boy. Doesn't dare to face us. Terrible disappointment. SAS pilots will probably not do any better. Are they brave enough to face us? It looks like it. Right. Finally some pilots with balls. It's the stare down. Yeah, lights on. Bring it on, bitch. We're ready. SAS doing the cheaters lane. Doing the face-off with the lights on. That's how we like it. Awesome. Ryanair will be next on its way to Dublin. Flight 421. 15 years old, first flight January 2009. One over flying Goose. Goose is chasing Maverick. Wait up! Oh, and helicopter Kestrel also here. Already the whale noises emanating from the A320 means that Air Baltic is also spooling up off to Tallinn, bringing some tall people to Tallinn. Air Baltic flight 858 5 years old, this airplane. First flight April 2019. Right. 2 more airplanes over here. The one lined up already will be going to Göteborg. KLM flight 1231. The other one behind it is going to go to London Heathrow. This is KLM flight 1231. The PH BXB, 25 years old, first flight April 1999. Quarter of a century old already. Now in 15 minutes from now, according to the schedule at least, the carbon special China Airlines A350 will depart. Now between 11 and 11:40 is also the time slot where we are going to see just one outbound runway open, which will be this runway. So fingers crossed that the A350 is going to be a little bit delayed, more than a couple of minutes, but no more than 40. So that we can see it take off from where this airplane is taking off from right now. And thank you for the kind words, JDV. Hey, that's interesting, Pete. 747 Singapore Airlines pushed back. Good morning to Bomberong Gaming and all others who have joined in the meantime. Good morning to you all. Happy Monday. Those are extras in Dutch, right? Know almost nothing about birds, so if I'm wrong, don't be mad. KLM flight 1005 to London Heathrow. One of the many flights between London Heathrow and Amsterdam. Now if I recall correctly, later in the morning the Finnair A350 Marimekko Kivet livery is also expected to return to Helsinki. That is... Okay, update. China Airlines now estimated 11:23. Matthijs also says, according to CDM, the China Airlines A350 will be coming to 36 left. That is awesome. Matthijs says, will be coming soon. The PHEXV, check that beautiful rotation, 3 degrees per second on the hand, but manually. Nice, 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 nice. Well, we'll be waiting for you. Magpies in English, extras in Dutch. Thank you, Evelyn. Well, as it happens, the PHEXV is the next airplane coming this way. With Matthijs on board. Talking about a beautiful rotation that we should see 3 degrees per second manually. I'm assuming you're the one going to be responsible for that rotation and climb out. Also hearing stuff going on behind me. Tractors are doing something, but I'm not seeing the tractors, sadly. Hey Art, goedemorgen. Good to see you again, mate. Finnair A350 fan says, I'm watching this because I'm not watching Sid Squad. Well, I feel honored that you prefer to watch this channel right now, particularly with absolutely nothing going on. Except K4. And there is the Embraer 192 Billand, dropping off bills in Billand. Stare down with K4. Is K4 up to it? No. Chickening out. Was. Absolutely something agriculturally going on behind me. If I turn around the camera, you will hear it on the mic. I think they're busy working the land on the other side of the road that leads to the parking lot of the Spottersplaats. I think the trees are in the way. You're probably hearing it. Now there's the Dash 8, the Coast Guard Dash 8, out bound for another patrol round. So I still have to focus on autofocus, back to manual it is. Righty. The EXV is foregoing the entrance, cheater's entrance, and is going to the runway threshold. See that Delta Airlines flight 179 to Jerry's hometown Portland is also on the move, coming this way. GRF says no one wants to watch Sid Squad in the dark. Well, I do see that a lot of people nowadays seem to be watching London Heathrow evening streams, although it has to be said this time of year sun sets relatively late. Hey Alan, morning. Bloody Monday. Bloody Monday indeed. Right, we were promised a beautiful rotation, 3 degrees per second. Let's see then. By hand, yeah. Nice. That does look smooth, doesn't it? Alright, Pete is saying that the 747, the Singapore 747 is on the move. See that? I need to change the angle of my phone a little bit. So that I can see a bit better what is going on in the chat and also on flight radar. Right, Singapore 747 on the move. Will it be making a left-hand turn? And Gerrit, the coffee is always ready when you come visit, you know that. Yeah, on paper this time of year it should be better cycling weather. With the sun getting out from behind the clouds now, actually it starts feeling nice for the first time. Now, Singapore does not seem to be coming to Polderbaan. At least it seems indeed it hasn't even taken off and already diverting, Evelyn. Yeah, but there were also, I do recall from yesterday that there seem to be some obstructions there, that you cannot taxi straight forward to the northern runways. You have to go around corners or something. I'm not sure if they're doing construction on the roads over there, but still doesn't look that good. But I'd say it's only a missed opportunity once it really is lined up, ready to depart from runway 24. Oh, now the 747 seems to have vanished. Well, there's a fresh batch of airplanes coming this way. And good morning to Jimmy. Gerjan asks, why are the flights to Tokyo so popular on flight radar? I don't know. Are they in the top 10 now? So in the background, there's a fresh batch of airplanes coming this way. Delta A330, a couple of narrow bodies. Here we have Delta Flight 179. Austrian Wolf asks about a location to spot at 24. Yeah, I was there yesterday, mate. Remember? Right, the Delta is approaching the runway threshold. We have an EasyJet A319 going to Luton, that is the snack. After that we have a batch of 3 new airplanes, the pack being led by another Delta A330. No, there's only one place to spot from for traffic. There's only one place to spot traffic for 0624, and that is where I was located yesterday. Right, this one is probably going to get loud. Delta Airlines Flight 179, Portland, Oregon is where it's going to. Funny thing is that if you're standing here, actually you're feeling the sound also in your belly. On its way to Portland, Oregon, this behemoth, 20 years old, first flight June 2003. In the meantime, behind me, the A319 from EasyJet has forgone the cheater's entrance, chickened out of the stare down. It's going to the runway threshold. Now the next Delta A330, I highly doubt, is going to take cheater's lane. Adrian says Singapore is turning and coming back. That is exactly what I was talking about. I also saw that yesterday. Looked like they were taxiing away and then coming back, and in the end I think it has to do with construction and the taxi roads over there not being as straightforward as they normally would be. Which is also why I said I think that the 747 is only a last opportunity once it is really on the lineup of runway 24. Technically, now everything needs to come to this runway for the next 40 minutes. EasyJet flight 22518 going to London Luton, A319, let's go! Now there's a Delta A330 taxiing to the threshold, but behind it are two narrow bodies. Might be that they are going to precede the A330 so that they don't have to wait for wake turbulence to dissipate. So here's another stare down. I think this is a live one. KLM flight 1251 to Helsinki, Finland, 737-800. The PHBCL, 4 years old, got the balls to look us straight in the eye. It's going to do a turn and burn. Get out your turn and burn emoji, we might have a live one. We have one. Turn and burn, baby. Right, Singapore is coming to Polderbaan. That is great. Singapore Airlines 747. And in addition to that, we're also expecting that special livery carbon A350 from Choina Airlines. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around, folks. The next Delta A330 is spooling up. Flight 135 going to Detroit, Michigan. Parallel arrivals are in progress. In the background, an airplane going to center. definitely something going on behind those bushes. I keep hearing the tractors, just not seeing them. I did see agricultural activity going on as I was driving up there. Helicopter Kestrel. There it is. Was. Ready. Next customer to take off is EasyJet flight 28675 outbound to London Gatwick. It's an A319. Also a massive big thank you to Martin Air for your super chat, mate. Thank you so much. No accompanying text along with it, but thank you, Martin. Pete says 747 is third for takeoff. Absolutely beautiful. JetBlue just having landed on the center runway. We have something Delta-ish looking to come this way. And first off, something KLM-ish taking off to Johannesburg-ish or something in the vicinity. KLM flight 591. 777-200 ER, 17 years old. Let's look and listen. Nice Delta in the background. I think it is a Delta A330. A little bit of brake dust that you saw coming off the brakes, which stopped the wheels before being fully retracted. Awesome, helicopter Kestrel. Hands are off the controls, hovering perfectly still. Right. Hopefully we'll see it again. First queen of the day coming this way. Singapore Airlines 747. Pete also says that the A350 is on the move. That's the special carbon Choina Airlines. Right now until 11:40 all outbound traffic will be coming to the Polderbaan. Including Her Majesty the Queen, going to Singapore. Paul, so back in the chat. Perfect timing, mate. Indeed. Hope all is well, Paul. Now this is Singapore Airlines cargo off to Singapore, but it says it's diverting to Sharjah. Already that is known. This is a Boeing 747-400 freighter. She's 22. Her first flight was in February 2002. All good here as well, Paul. Thanks for asking. What is that? Is that the Orange Pride? Don't tell me that's the Orange Pride. It is the Orange Pride. Right, well, Orange Pride landing as the Singapore Airlines 747 is taking off. There you go. 22 years old, going to Sharjah. Jean-Yves, salut mon ami. Perfect timing. Sit back, relax. Listen closely. This one is going to get loud. No time to waste. Next airplane already spooling up. 777-300 to Paramaribo. KLM at 713. Now the privileged style 777-200 to Paramaribo, flying for Suriname. Sadly departed from runway 24. And the Kestrel, I think that was the Kestrel, wasn't it? Yes. Oh. Saw something. Oh, it was sitting so nicely on the fence. Oh, right, there it is again. Beautiful. Good morning, Johanna. Good morning, Sarah. And all others who have joined in the meantime. Hope you're doing alright on this Monday morning. At least it is Monday morning over here. Right now, Polderbaan, the only runway being used for departures. We just saw the first 747 take off to Singapore, already diverting to Sharjah before it had left the ground. This is SAS flight 822 to Oslo, A320neo. Right. What's on the menu? We have a Dreamliner, an A330neo, A330-300, and now spooling up Georgian Airways to Tbilisi. 737-700. There's a little spider. Oh, there it is. There you go. Away you go. My camera is not for building nests or webs. Delta Airlines flight 47 to New York. JFK up next. Nice combo shot with the preceding airplane. Drifting away. Seems that the wind has picked up ever so slightly. Still doesn't look like anything substantial. Singapore A350 coming this way. Nice. First up, United flight 908 going to Chicago. A very good morning to everybody who has joined already. Welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. United Airlines flight 908 7878 Dreamliner to Chicago here up next. Die Mat, goedemorgen. Delta Airlines up next, going to Salt Lake City, A330neo. It's already spooling up. We've got more heavies coming this way. Everything outbound now coming to Polderbaan, at least until 11:40. Delta Airlines flight 57. A330neo, Salt Lake City is where it's going to go to. Morgen Hans. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. Welcome to all others who have joined in the meantime. Hey, was that a bird strike? Was that a bird strike? I thought I saw something hitting the airplane on the left hand side and then it dropped. Can anybody rewind? I see more now with my monitor. And I thought I saw something. Then again, you might be inclined to see something more easily now that we've seen a couple of bird strikes from this position already. Singapore Airlines A350 up next. We're also waiting for the carbon special livery Choina Airlines A350. Pete says, was a bird strike indeed. Okay. Art says it didn't seem like it hit the airplane. Yorkshire says, yes, I think a bird was hit. Jane says, I think the bird just dodged a head-on collision. So it was a near miss or it was a bird strike. Bird strike at the wing, Nicholas says. Oh shit. Flying NL says, almost 19k subscribers for you, boy. Whoa, about damn time, I should say. Don't know what's going on. I've been struggling to get new subscribers lately. Like 100 new subscribers takes me 3 or 4 streams these days. Don't know what's going on. Singapore Airlines on its way to Singapore. Flight 323. And Fuking Kermit the Frog is still over here going on ninja mode. Maria says that the Carbon Chinese seems to have disappeared from the departures list. I did see it land, or at least I saw it was airborne to Schiphol this morning around 7 o'clock when I woke up. Pretty sure it has arrived at Schiphol, so should be going out at some moment. Gunner Chef Chris says, zoomed in and watched it 10 times, just missed it. Okay, so it was a near miss. Well, might still be interesting to make a separate video of. Going to LAX, this is KLM flight 601. 787-10 Dreamliner. PHBKK, 3 years old, first flight December 2020. Carbon A350 still has 15 minutes to get moving. I'm not sure if it is going to take off from this runway if, for instance, Kaagbaan gets reopened for outbound. Rewind shows a bird strike at the wing part. Case says, oh, I love it. Discussion about whether or not it was a bird strike or not. It looked like it. I thought something dropped, but... And China Airlines Carbon is coming to Polder. It is taxiing. Luckily, no lost Dreamliners that we need to report to the police. Now, one Dreamliner we're about to lose is this one. TUI going to Montego Bay. Flight 511, Belgium registered. The 7878 Dreamliner is 10 years old already. First flight November 2013. When did the first Dreamliners begin flying? Just curious. Just like how I'm always surprised whenever I see that A777 hails from before the year 2000. When did the first Dreamliner begin flying? Jane says 2009 thereabouts. Yeah, could be. To be honest, I don't know. So they have been around for a while now. We've got another one facing us off soon, but first a Bizjet. December 15, 2009. Thank you, Flying NL. Nice. Pete also. Everybody has checked Wikipedia. Cool. Cheers, folks. Now, this is Netjets Europe going to Saint-Tropez. Ooh, la di da. Nice. Cessna 680A Citation Latitude. 1 year old. The CS LTX first began flying in January 2023. Howdy Theo, goedemorgen. Niklas says that the first 787 in service was 2011, right? So that means that the TUIs from 2013 are relatively early adopters. Right, the Bizjet is pulling up. Cessna Citation going to Saint-Tropez, which isn't a stereotypical destination for a Bizjet at all. Stare down time. Here we go. Air Europa. I was about to say Aero Mexico. Air Europa going to Madrid. Flight 1098. 737-800. Europa. And why? Oh yeah. Okay. Hiccup with flight radar for a moment. There we go. Now this 737 from Air Europa is 14 years old. First flight was in September 2009. Next after this will be SAS flight 556 going to Stockholm. A320neo. And what's this? United triple A330, the PH-AOB, and SAS A320neo to Stockholm, flight 556 on the move. Alrighty, Air France up next, A321 going to Paris, Charles de Gaulle. It's the FGTA J. 23 years old, first flight March 2001. After this airplane, back to the heavies. With Delta, as you can see in the background. Adi Anja, goedemorgen, good to see you again. Hope all is well. All others who've joined in the meantime, Andrea, Per, Angel, Ivy, good morning to you all. Harry. The Delta is already spooling up. Going to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Delta Airlines flight 161. Now this A330 is 19 years old, had its first flight in March of the year 2005. Thus far, with all the A330s, no gear retraction issues, no nothing. So far so good. Let's hope the track record is going to stay in place. It's the Carbon A350 coming this way. Next up, KLM flight 537 to Kigali, A330-200. Previous A330 was 19 years old. This one is a year younger. The PH-AOB had its first flight in July 2005. Also a big thank you to Firewalker John, who celebrates 8 months of membership and writes, great to be here on a great stream. Thanks, boy. Well, thank you so much for your continued support, John. Hope you still like it in the lounge. Here's to many more months to come. Let me quickly turn back. The next airplane is ready. Spooling up. United. The growl of a 777-200. Going to Houston. Flight 21. Right, well, as nice as it is, this profile shot of the A350 Choina Airlines carbon special livery is a bit prettier. So lucky us, get to see it again. Choina Airlines carbon fiber Airbus special livery on its way to Taipei. This A350-900 is 5 years old and began flying in August of the year 2018. That looks like an A330. Where's that? No, that's something else. Landing in the background. An American Dreamliner behind it that is also coming to the threshold. Behind it is an EasyJet. Curious to see what it is going to do. Beautiful airplane, beautiful livery. Let's look and listen. Right, there she goes. Next up, American Airlines Flight 203. We'll be going to Philadelphia shortly. Gives me a moment to go to the laptop and say thank you to Frans for your super chat, for a coffee, you need it. Is the footage so jittery? Thank you so much, Frans. 7878, going to Philadelphia, American Airlines Flight 203. This airplane is 8 years old and had its first flight in July 2015. It's 11:41 now, so I'm thinking a secondary runway for departures is going to open up again until 1 o'clock or something. And then between 1 and 2, once again, just one runway for outbound traffic. Plan is to stick around until around 2 o'clock. See. That is maybe a natural cutoff point for streams with outbound traffic. Of course, landing of the A380 for arrivals is always a nice cutoff point. And I don't have one of those cutoff points so far for streams with outbound traffic. EasyJet A320neo to London Stansted is lined up, ready to go. Flight 27839, the OELSU, brand new. First flight was in March this year. Alright, it is moving. Ah, is that it? Where was it? More to the left. There you go. Thought I heard something. I'm thinking this might be the culprit. The LSU on the cockpit, Jendrosek, is the registration. OE LSU. That's what this airplane was. Ah, Christian, goedemorgen, good morning. Kagbaan also now open for departures once again, as expected. Now in the meantime, this is TUI flight 377 to Willemstad, Curaçao, will be taking off shortly. 7878 Dreamliner, the PHTFM, 9 years old, first flight March 2015. And Farhan Rashid, who already has had a time out because he wonders if this is live, says, how can I believe that this is live? Good question. How can the host be responding to you? Now, if you don't believe this is live, shut off. Oh shit, I'm a bot. I'm all about feeding the world, but not feeding trolls. They can fend for themselves. Here we go. Russell also back. Doing a little inspection between, well, it used to be a grass field, but it seems like the weeds are outgrowing the grass over here right now. Feels more like everything but grass is growing faster. Yeah, no. Yeah. Duckies. The closest by Duckies, really far away. BA to London Gatwick in the meantime, just pulling up. BA flight 2541, an A321, 18 years old. Anton asks, are those ducks real? Screw you. Is this shed real? Is the stream real? Is this airport real? Are these airplanes real? The answer is 42. JetBlue to Boston? Yeah, JetBlue to Boston. A321neo. Oh, that was still out of focus. The spider was walking over my hand. Next up, more BA, damn it. See that Michael is also back in the chat. Morning, mate. Hope all is well. Embraer 190 off to London City. Alrighty. Time for a Dreamliner 78710 going to Toronto. KLM flight 691. PHBKL, 1 year old, first flight, June 2022. Right. See that the firefighters are also back in front of the station for some reason. Oh, they're going training. Well, the fire next to the dummy is out. gearing up or something. Huh, no. Right, in the meantime, lined up right of us is KLM Flight 1219, which will be going to Stockholm in a moment. 737-800, the PHBXU, 18 years old, first flight April 2006. Spooling up, coming this way. Let's turn towards it. Right, there is a camper at the Spottersplatz parking place, and there are some people standing next to the fence over there. Somebody on their scooter. No camera crews. In the meantime, behind me, number 192 Edinburgh is pulling up. KLM Flight 925. I have some happy news. There's a Chinese triple coming this way. We'll be taking off soon. The next airplane to take off, in fact. China Southern Cargo going to Shanghai. 777 freighter followed by a Delta A330. Bjorn asks about Finnair, if it is going to take off with 2 runways in use. The very likely runway it is going to take off from is this runway. Now, also a nice advertisement for the island of Curacao in the distance over there for 699 euros. That's a steal. 699. Oh, and it is it a Corendon and advertisement? Looks like it. Right, let's also have a look in the tower then, shall we? Right, guy watching his phone. If you guys are watching AMS Live, give us a wave. We can see you. Anybody watching AMS Live, give us a wave from the tower. We're taking into account a few seconds delay. No comment. Okay. I think they're viewers. I think they are watching from the tower. But there you go. Oh, somebody stood up. A lady, by the looks of it. Hey, reflection of the airplane in the glass. Nice. Jane, shut up with your prudent ideas. Maybe it's not a good idea to interrupt ATC at all. Man, what do they need to do? They're monitoring the traffic over here. It's taxiing to the threshold. Nothing is going on. Besides, those people have breaks like every hour, every 2 hours or so. Right. Choina Southern Cargo going to Shanghai, followed by Delta Airlines flight 73 going to Atlanta. K4 also, in the meantime, doing a little bit of a runway inspection by the looks of it. Indeed, Optimus Toaster. I think we have similar shifts for ATC over here. I think it's 12 o'clock. Yeah, also test message on my phone. Great. And now alert also working. Even though I have my phone on silent, so that works a treat. Right, shit is hitting the fan. If you're a terrorist ever contemplating of attacking the Netherlands, the first Monday of the month, 12 o'clock, that would be the perfect timing to do so. I'll send you the invoice for this advice later. Blooded horn, lunchtime, generous success. I could eat. Right, the bird controller has left the tarmac of the runway. And more tractors. If you're not looking for them, they all of a sudden pop up everywhere. What's that sign? Don't feed the windsock? Huh. Duly noted. Oh wait, that's not the windsock, that's the weather station. Right. In the meantime, Choina Southern Cargo on its way to Shanghai. 777 freighter, let's look at this then. Does anybody remember what time that departure was of the near or actual bird strike? Just for reference. Oh wow. Spooling up already, Delta. No time to waste. Gotta move with haste. Delta Airlines to Atlanta. Flight 73. Right, gear is retracted. Delta Airlines Flight 73 on its way to Atlanta, Georgia. A333, 17 years old. First flight March 2007. DNL says runway 24 is marking not in use now. That is absolutely not true. This airplane just took off from it. Unfortunately, it is true, but that's okay. I spy with my little eye Delta coming this way. Designs by Jensen asks, how do you pronounce windsock in Dutch? Windsock. Not much different than English. BA also coming this way. BA Baracus, I pity the fool. Will BA have the balls to do a stare down with us? Hey! As if they haven't watered the plants enough. What, you think it hasn't rained enough yet? Lands adjacent to Schiphol Airport are puddles of water right now. The ground completely saturated with rain. In German it's Windsack. Yeah, I think we also use the word zak. I'm not sure. Windsock, which is a sock that you could also wear on your feet. Zak, Z-A-K, that means bag. Not sure what the proper translation would be in Dutch. Windzak or windsok. S-O-K, sok, means sock or stocking, if you will. Zak is bag. Right, well, firefighters are expecting warm weather, I think. Looks like they're making a swimming pool already. It's a good thing I haven't drunk so much water yet. Make one need to use the bathroom watching that continuous drizzle. Adrian says those things are for sale as windzak. So apparently it is the same in Dutch then. Jędrosek. Always the IT man. WinSock was a terrible protocol to connect to the internet. I'm sure it was. I wouldn't know. You're the expert. You're the expert on that subject matter. Now the BizJet took off from the Schiphol Oostbaan just now. In the meantime, we have a Delta A330 to Boston that is coming this way, with a BA to London Heathrow behind it. SE Aviation says, hi bro, how are you? Doing fine, thanks for asking. Hope that also goes for you. Also, big thanks to Rodney for your continued support. 2 months of membership. Good morning, boy from Wheeling, West Virginia. I think. I'm assuming. Yeah, WV. I'm thinking that's West Virginia. Good morning, Rodney. Good to see you again. Hope all is well. And thank you so much for your continued support. Hope you still like it in the lounge. Hope the seats are to your liking. Now, as the Delta A330 is making its way over to the threshold, will BA have the balls to face us and do a stare down? I'm thinking it might do that because it will save some time. Yeah, no, proving me wrong, as I was still explaining why I thought I was going to be right. I'm thinking, go ahead of the A330 saves you some time having to wait for wake turbulence to dissipate, but I guess the Brits aren't in a hurry. Hey, Garuda is also taxiing. Now that is, I think, a candidate for runway 24, sadly. Right, Delta Airlines, flight 243 to Boston, Massachusetts. Here we go, let's look and listen. Right, in the meantime, BA has lined up flight 431 off to London Heathrow once the wake turbulence of the A330 has dissipated sufficiently. It's an A320. The airplane is 21 years old. It's the Geul. G-E-U-U-L. Hey there, Lucas. Stopping by for a quick look during lunch. Right, well, this waiting time could have been prevented if you guys just listened to me. I suppose that they were afraid of the stare down with yours truly and you guys, which, truth be told, I think can be a bit intimidating. So far, I think only the SAS pilots were manly enough to do it. Fireworks in the hole. Can we see the culprit? Huh. Mystery fireworks being set off. And helicopter Kestrel hovering perfectly still. Was it you? I mean, you are the bomb, but are you also fireworks? Where did those explosions come from? Right, time to go Inspector Gadget mode. Da 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 dum. Da 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 dum. Da 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 dum. Da 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 dum. Maybe it was one of the self-destructing messages. Huh. Alright. Interesting. Fireworks were set off. I'm pretty sure they were coming from the north. Now, interestingly, bird control vehicle is driving over there. I don't know, Evelyn. Palma de Mallorca is southwest of us, so I think intuitively it would be more logical for it to take off to the southwest from runway 24 than to the north from the Polderan. And not unexpectedly, Garuda 777 going to the Kaagbaan for takeoff. K4 over here. Morgen. It was a little late. I already waved. Oh, hey. Good morning. Right, in the meantime, Garuda has lined up on runway 24. Maggie the Magpie. How about that, Jane? is that a good one? Maggie the Magpie. Or Marge. Maggie and Marge. Oh, it was already just in time to see the Garuda go into the clouds. Pan asks, how old are you? Elder millennial. I think that I would count as an older millennial. I don't know. I'm 41, turning 42 in August. I'm from 1982, so I think that would make me a millennial, or am I a bit too old for that? Austrian Wolf says, I never asked you this and I don't know if I'm allowed to. No, you're not. You're not allowed to ask me anything. What made you decide to start the live stream back then? Well, that is something I already played, an idea I played with well before the pandemic. Already saw that Jerry was doing Big Jet back then and I thought, hey, that's something that I like doing as well. I think I might be good at it. I like planes, I like filming. No longer being able to become a pilot, but at least doing something aviation related is something that is nice. Back then, never really followed through with it. And a couple of years later, came across it again, thought, hey, still something I think I would be good at and would enjoy doing. And basically decided to bite the bullet, give it a go. What helped was that there didn't seem to be a lot of established channels yet. There were a couple of other live streamers, but they weren't so big that it would be, I deemed it as impossible to well, compete is a big word, but if there are already established channels, like for instance with LAX right now, you have 2 major channels, multi-100,000 subscriber channels. It's hard to establish yourself as a newbie on that airfield. Something like that wasn't going on at Schiphol yet, so I thought, well, maybe there's a chance I might succeed, give it a go. Much rather be sorry about something that I have tried than about something that I didn't try. Who knows where it all might end. Now QJ says in 11 minutes, I expect you can use the red emoji. You can already use the yellow emoji. Look at that. It is the birth control vehicle. Maggie and March doing a flyby. And for those of you who want to know, hey, that webcam, where is it? That's over there. I think somebody just delivered some hot donuts. Time to put, hey! The walk of shame already? The walk of shame already. And Bravo 90 to Inverness is giving us a butt shot. Dikke Koodie says, can you zoom into the deep pier? I don't think that we can see the piers from over here. Everything in the vicinity of the terminal building, I think, is going to be distorted too much because of the heat waves, which may lead you to believe that it is actually warm here when it doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Now today it's not cold, but it's not as warm as the heat waves may lead you to believe. And Bravo 90 to Oslo, KLM flight 1201. Alrighty. Wolfgang 2 months older than me. Man, you're an old fart. Which is funnily enough, also the average audience of this channel. More than 50% of you is 45 or older. I think even 55 or older. Or was it 65 plus? Really interesting if you look at the statistics in YouTube Studio. Most of you are men, and the majority is from the Netherlands, and then places 2, 3 and 4, depending on what month you're checking. England, Germany and the United States. Australia and Japan vying for 5th place when it comes to viewership. Lately it's been Germany number 2 and England number 3. A while back it was England number 2 and Germany number 3. I believe that it was more than 50% of the viewers older than 55 or even 65. Right, we have a United Dreamliner going to Washington, flight 947, 7878 Dreamliner, 9 years old, first flight November 2014. Jane is 27, that's too young, get off my stream. Michael will be turning 65. You can stay. you're in the right age bracket, my friend. Pete 33, goodbye. It's Angelina is also too young, 22. That is. Shouldn't you guys be in school or something? Ron seems to be lost, so it's 77 and in Scotland I shouldn't be here. Hey, has anybody heard what happened with the Embraer 190 that has turned its back to us? Ordinarily this position is reserved for Delta A330, so KLM Embraers over here. Sarah keeps quiet about her age, that's a good thing. Also rude to ask a woman her age, I will never do that. Finnair graduated last year, congratulations mate. Nevlin is way too young. Indeed, Jensen, most viewers are retirement homers, at least retirees. Now, I only work Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so I consider myself to be semi-retired. Basically providing some entertainment for the retired and semi-retired folk. Got another Embraer 190 ready to go to Dublin, Ireland. KLM flight 1139 over here. Evelyn is our duckling, Austrian Wolf says. Well, don't get eaten by predator birds then. Make sure you reach adulthood, which is not necessarily a given for ducklings. Jane says you're a young fart. As long as I'm not a smelly fart, I'm happy with any fart. Gas is good. Maybe I missed it, but has anybody listened to ATC, and does anybody know what is going on with that airplane on the right? Was supposed to go to Inverness, but it inverted on the outbound taxi. Hey there, Elias. Good afternoon. Pete says that the Finnair A350 is on the move. That's good news. It will probably be taking off from this runway. Everybody is nicely taxiing around the Embraer 190, the walk of shame. I'm not hearing anything. Sounds like the engines are off. In the meantime, EasyJet flight 25531 about to line up to go to Bristol. A319. The OE LKL, 14 years old, first flight September 2009. Pan has to hit the gym. Take it easy, man. Definitely also going to hit the gym tonight. Alrighty. So we have Delta over here going to New York JFK in a minute, if all goes well. An A330 Neo. It looks like I was wrong. It looks like it is moving and going back. Or is it? Yeah. Embraer 190 to Inverness. On its way back to the gate by the looks of it. Right, Delta A330 Neo on its way to New York JFK. Nicely climbing, the gear is retracting, everything seems to be in order. Nice. Right, the walk of shame. It has to hurry now, otherwise the EasyJet that you see in the background is also coming this way, and it's a one-lane street that part, so indeed, Jane, departures are going to be ticked at the delay. Has anybody heard anything about why this happened? Hey, is that... It looks a bit like... what's it called again? Privilege style. 777, is that the one going to Paramaribo? Or has it arrived? Huh. Anyway, Finnair, Marimekko, Kivet also coming this way. But the Embraer 190 first has to finish the walk of shame, which is why this EasyJet is holding short, so that this airplane can go back to the gate, and then this airplane can continue on its way over here. Meanwhile, Embraer 175 to Stavanger spools up. KLM flight 1177. Okay, privilege style for SLM to Madrid. Interesting. So that is going to the Kaagbaan then. Meanwhile, the Marimekko Kivet is coming this way. Following the EasyJet, preceding it. KLM flight 927 to Edinburgh. Sup, bro? Right, Kermit is also still there. He loves to let it be known that he's here without showing himself. Proper ninja. There it is, Finnair A350 Marimekko Kivet. So a lot of A350s today for us to see. Carbon, Choina Airlines, Finnair Marimekko. We also got to see Singapore Airlines. Oh no, that was the 747. Or did we also... No, we didn't see the A350 today, did we? Got me confused. Sleepless 51 says, too bad it's not Wednesday. Why is that? Okay, did we see the A350 from Singapore? Okay, I don't remember. I'm too old to remember. Showdown! It is time! KLM is up to the challenge. Here we go. It is a showdown with the pilots of the 737-800 to Bergen. Will we see a turn and burn? Get out those emojis. Be ready for them. This might be one. No. Right, they're holding short. Little wave. Now, if you look on the map, or if you're going to follow this airplane on flight radar, you will see that as it is now taking off to the north, basically everything that they need to do is climb to their cruising altitude and keep flying to the north. You'll eventually end up in Bergen, so they don't have to bank to the left or right. Just climb, cruise, descend, land. There you go, Amsterdam to Bergen. We're not going to follow it too long. Marimekko Kivet special livery Finnair A350-900 to Helsinki. Ready to go. Flight 1302. This airplane is 6 years old. First flight August 2017. The livery is very minimalist, but for some reason it works, at least in my opinion. Alrighty. Hey, Lance also in the chat. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. Alrighty, let's see. Now, Evelyn, what time is that flight going to take off? We've got a 737-700 to Bill land on its way. Canada Goose coming this way to Montreal. Third airplane is the all red Play. There it is. Also have our answer to the question, is the 737 going to do a stare down? The answer is no. And Lance says that Roger Janian will fly from Amman to Rome with an Embraer 190. That is relatively long. 3 hours or so? 2 hours? Not as long as Air Transat and JetBlue crossing the Pacific, the Atlantic. It's also not a very short flight. Now I'm not sure. Hey! What's this? Did it hit the... Did it hit the van? Oh no, it didn't. Well, that's a tight turn. If you try to turn around the roundabout. I think you're stuck, mate. That's a small roundabout. Yeah. Need to reverse. What's that? It's a smiling HDD sharks. Are those clocks? Yeah. Beep, 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 beep. He is actually going to try to turn. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just go over the roundabout with the trailer. That's also a way to get it done. Alright, kudos. Yeah, boink boink. That's the hind wheels getting off the roundabout again. Well, in the meantime, Play and Embraer have arrived. They're following the Canadian A330 once again. We saw that yesterday as well. Canada with the A330 to the Netherlands. Usually they're Dreamliners, so Air Canada flight 901 A330-300 going to Montreal. 22 years old, this airplane. First flight June 2001. Bit of snow on its nose. Okay, positive rate. What do you do then? Gear up. Come on, chaps, you know the drill. Positive rate. What do you do then? You retract the gear. Right, overheating brakes. It's not like we haven't seen that on A330s before. Delta, Delta. That's what you get. Alright, EasyJet Palma de Mallorca rolling on runway 24. Lined up right now. I think that is it. Relative of Evelyn on board. The A320neo 2 Palma de Mallorca just took off from runway 24. Can we see a flashlight? No, just strobe lights. We're on the way. Play is also on its way. Bad dog. Come to the lady. Come on. That dog is acting like a cat, having a mind of its own. Alrighty. Up next, we should see KLM Flight 939 going to Glasgow, Embraer 190, E2 Embraer behind it, going to Birmingham. The dog is walking the boss, yeah, that's always the case. Just like cats have personnel. Feed me, slave, open the door for me, clean up my vomit. Right, we have the E2 Embraer lined up, ready to go to Birmingham. It has the 1700 E-Jet sticker, and from the left we can see it. It is right there. Don't know why Flight Radar mentions a little itty bitty sticker like that. It's a detail. But there you go, it is the 1700 E-Jet. We'll be going to Birmingham shortly. That's KLM Flight 1045. PH NXM, 1 year old, first flight September 2022. Evidence says that the PH GOV to Geneva is estimated at 1:13 p.m. Yeah, Geneva, that's more to the south. It's not going to take off from the north, I think. Unless, oh no, of course, between 1 and 2. I'm expecting Polderbaan, this runway, to be the only runway for departures once again. So that means that the PHGOV may well take off from this runway then. Nice. Stare down with the king. A royal stare down. I'm up for it. I feel fully confident to stare him in the eye. Oh, what's it doing? Looked like it looked like immediately after the feet got off the ground it made a left-hand turn or something. But it doesn't seem to be the case. Maybe a little draft from the left? Could be. Western Wolf says the Canadian A330 looked really tight on takeoff to tail strike. Did you see that? No, didn't see it. Well, you can always rewind, see if it actually was a tail strike. Could be. Don't think that is the reason the gear did not retract though. But it could well have been. Okay, then flight 915 going to Aberdeen, Embraer 190. It's the Fiji. Fiji come, Fiji go. Okay. For a moment I thought, was there a play van over there and at the parking? Could have been, but it wasn't. Hey, first Britty hopper of the day. Yo, what up, what up? It is Alvin in the house. How are you, mate? Now this Britty hopper will be going to Manchester. Manned F up in Manchester. Under the moniker of KLM Flight 1033. KLM Flight 1271, second for takeoff, says Pete, the one who stood with the tail towards us. So maybe, maybe they just needed to grab a cup of coffee at the gate and then decided to take off again after all. Or a cup of tea maybe. Britty hopper on its way. Yeah, it was going to Inverness and This is an E2 Embraer. I'm pretty sure that the airplane that had its back against us was an Embraer 190, and indeed to Inverness. This is an E2 Embraer going to Copenhagen. KLM Flight 1271 going to Copenhagen. It's an E2, the PH NXI, 2 years old, making whale sounds like mad. First flight February 2022. Let's look and listen. Right, Embraer 190 to Aalborg, German Airways. Yep. And a 777 next after that. On its way to Austin. You see that, Jane? It's going to Austin. Alrighty. KLM Flight 667 up next, going to Austin, Texas, 777-200. PHBQO, 17 years old, first flight January 2007. Mark says, looks like the PHGOV is on the move. That is good news. Is it also coming this way? Or will it sneakily take off from runway 22, the Schiphol Oostbaan, which is also a possibility. One that I'm not hoping for, obviously, but realistically, might well take off from that runway. Oh yeah. Bring it. Here we go. KLM Flight 667 to Austin, Texas. Beautiful growl of the 777-200s. Pete says that there is the A350 1000 on the threshold. Oh dear, the... What's it again? Singapore, yeah. And Kevin says that the PHGOV might sneak out via runway 22. Wouldn't be surprised if it did. Let's also see if we can catch a glimpse of the A350 1000. Cathay Pacific or Cathay Pacific. Another custom emoji that I don't see used very often anymore. Used to be one of the first emojis. Cathay Pacific. People keep hearing me say stuff that I didn't say. Cathay Pacific, birth controller. Do hope that the voice over audio is a bit clearer now that I've reattached the lavalier mic to the bottom of the cap. Listened back yesterday and I thought it made a world of difference. Much more clarity in your voice. Cathay Pacific A350 1000 on its way to Hong Kong. Flight 270. Long flight ahead of it. This particular airplane is a year old. It's an infant. First flight July 2022. Almost 2 more months. Right, let's see. Looks like there's a 777 on its way. Oh, 2. 777-300 should become visible anytime now. On its way to Chicago. And another KLM to Calgary is also coming. Interestingly, still a few airplanes are queuing up for runway 24. Jane says I started saying my S's a bit more like shh. You're a bad influence, lol. Welcome to Shitty Walk, take an order please. As I'm sipping through a liter of vodka here, to stay warm and hydrated, well dehydrated. To my surprise, I'm still seeing on Flight Radar that there are several airplanes lining up for runway 24, which I thought was going to close around 1 o'clock. Let us have a look at Bezoekpad. What were they expecting? 1 to 2 o'clock, landing on 27 and... Huh? When I right? Start takeoffs from runway 24. That's for today. Interesting. Boulderbaan 18 right. And let us do a refresh of the ticker. So wind still in the north, more north than south of west direction. Just a handful of knots. Is this from now? Yeah, 13 minutes ago. Interesting. If that's true, then it might mean that these are the last departures. Sarah has to go. Thank you for joining, Sarah. See you in the next one. hopefully later in the week. So if that's actually going to come into effect, has anybody seen any airplanes on Bezoek Bus yet that are inbound and are arriving from the west that have been assigned 1-8 right? Maria is confirming that. Okay. Hey, and Kevin says PHGOV is skipping the Oostbaan, so is it taking off then from runway 24? Probably. Well, I mean, that's the downside of this location. It is a prime location for departures, but for arrivals this is a shit location. So if they are going to switch to arrivals on 1-8 right after possibly this departure, well, no, the 777 to Calgary is also still coming. Might mean I have to wrap up after that. Christian has to pick up a parcel. And then hope you're still live. Well, probably not then. Seems that this runway is going to be used for arrival soon. For that we are located in the wrong location. Does make a natural moment in time to end the stream. At least we got to see the Carbon A350. So I'm happy that the thumbnail wasn't misleading in that respect. Hi! Got a nice little dog here. Curious. Yeah. Sniffing interesting smells here. He did not mark my goods, Ashen. No, don't be afraid. Right, this was KLM Flight 611. I think it might be the penultimate plane of the day, since this runway will soon be used for arrivals. KLM Flight 611, the PHBVN, and another 777 coming this way, which will be going to Calgary. Canada, and this is KLM Asia. KLM Asia, not Royal KLM, will be flying to Canada in this 777 with Chinese characters. I think this is going to be the last airplane, not because of drained batteries or anything, but because the traffic flow is going to change. Pretty soon airplanes are going to land on this runway, and this is the wrong location to be filming arrivals from. This is KLM Flight 677, 777-200 going to Calgary. The airplane is 19 years old. First flight November 2004. Listen to the difference with the previous airplane, the 300. And this is the 200, which has a low growl that the 300 doesn't have. Alrighty. Now Mario says A380 landing. And yeah. Just touched down on runway 27. Not sure if we can see the rollout still. That was the bird controller doing a runway inspection before the first arriving airplane is there. And again, tractors. Now, the A380 has just landed. I think it should be somewhere in the distance. Maybe a bit further to the left. Not sure. Bit hard to assess where exactly the runway is. You'd think you'd see the big tail. Oh wait, is that it? Looks like it. Yeah, that's a two-story. That's a two-story apartment building on wings. Right. Well, folks, I am going to wrap it up. This was it. I don't think we are going to see any more outbound. The traffic going to this runway, it seems that the runway is now going to be used for arrivals, and yeah, this is not the location to be filming arrivals from, so I'm going to wrap it up. Hopefully I will see you in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream as much as I have. If you like what you saw and you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like and be sure to subscribe if you want to stay informed of upcoming live streams and if you want to support the channel. Hope to see you in the next one. Hopefully Thursday. If not Thursday, then probably later in the weekend. Thanks everyone for the support. Thanks moderators for keeping the chat friendly and accessible. Enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your week, be safe, and I will see you all very soon again. Bye for now.